Yeah, so a tiny bit of context. Amplitude Ventures is a venture studio. I try to describe it as a company that built other companies. So we help founders, everything from an idea to commercialization. So you can have everything like, I want to build this, to we help you build it. So technology-wise, sales, fundraising, getting investors, partners, the whole thing, to like, now I'm in the market, I'm making money, I have customers. So that's sort of what we specialize in. We've done a lot in music and music tech, but we do a lot in other industries as well.
What would you say is like the percentage between tech and music tech? Or is it mainly tech? The other, maybe I'm making an assumption here.
But so our revenue is probably 75% not music tech, but our projects are probably 75% music tech. So we do,
speaks to the profitability of.
So we do a lot of music tech because I believe there's a long-term gain to be had. But, it's not a big part of our sustainability in our business. So we have a lot of non-music tech projects that pays the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything is tech, right? Just to clarify that.
Pretty much everything is tech.
Yeah. Now that we're speaking about Amplitude Ventures and how you do things, maybe we can also talk a little bit about the organization, sort of where you're located, because it's very virtual organization, but you do have some layers and structures. You have some different teams. Maybe you can sort of speak to that.
I think it requires a tiny bit of context. So when I obviously have been starting companies since I was 18, and always been fairly successful at starting something and having like immediate impact. And then when I came to Norway, I helped some guys here locally to start a music company while I was just finding my footing here. I think that's 5.5 years ago. And that sort of, I found more and more interest, so I joined full-time more or less and just helped it build up. That then turned into a venture studio where we, open music companies, music technology companies, and very ambitious locally, and started to go internationally with our efforts. And I built up this very together with the co-founders, this very friendship based, bring in your friends. And that's why we grew to 26 people without anything significant revenue. We had revenue, but invested capital. People got paid almost nothing, but they got compensated a tiny bit to work with us. And then built out this very flat structure thing where I was clearly the leader, but it was very democratic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to navigate it. And ultimately, long story short, it fell apart. There was many reasons. But one of my biggest personal reflections is I don't know how to navigate utilizing relationships as the driving force.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be a good boss that's emotionally present for you and all the kind of things. And so what's going to work? So when we needed to rebuild the company, we went down to 3 people.
Yeah.
And needed to rebuild it again. We happened to be the digital path being the most viable one. So we have a completely remote company, depending how we count it, we're around 60 people. We have a lot of people, some in Europe. We've had people in India where my business partner from, and then we have a lot of in East Africa as well. So Ethiopia is one of our big countries. It's probably the most promising country in the world right now for digital talent.
Could you speak to why that is and why East Africa turned up on the radar? Just a small tangent.
Yeah, I think first of all, it was a tiny bit random. So we were trying to look for we hired a Norwegian person for an AI job, and there wasn't a good culture fit. So I just needed to find a new person.
Yeah.
And I was looking everywhere, LinkedIn, sites, blah, blah, blah. Ended up finding a guy in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
I had no intention. That was just the most qualified guy. And then I figured out, so what should I pay him salary? And I did a lot of research and do you want this? And then he said yes. And oh, that was affordable. Yeah, and then we figured that out. I just hired a new person from Ethiopia and then build and build and build.
Yeah,
so it's kind of random
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, and luckily Taj has being from India, and he's worked sort of at these outsourcing companies, technology companies before for big global brands. He sort of knew a lot about what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we built that, and now we have a pretty hierarchical structure. So there's a lot of hierarchy. So obviously I have my board, and then me and Taj, and then we have 8 teams and team leaders, and they have their project leads, and then they have usual workers. So 5 layered hierarchy.
Yeah. So basically, board, you and Taj.
Yeah.
And then
team leaders,
project managers or team leaders.
Team leaders, yeah.
Team leaders, and then the teams.
Then we have team leads, project leads. So people who's responsible for delivery.
Yeah, okay.
And then we have people who are supporting.
Who do the delivery.
Yeah, who's supporting, yeah. Yeah, and it's very like strict. Like I communicate with some of the team members directly on deliveries, but that's more about the actual outcome. But it's a team leader's team. Like it's not my team. Like it's your team. So you figure it out. And if you need support from me, you can reach out. But which means like we can be, you know, we've scaled a tiny bit down because of effectivization and the market right now. But I think we were the largest 90 people, and I didn't really have much interaction on a day-to-day basis on people because that I needed to as the boss.
Yeah, this is why we have hierarchies.
Yeah, you know, it's very un-Scandinavian. It would never work here. Never. But for us, that's been, in order to build a lean team that's effective, that's sort of how we needed to build it. And culturally speaking, that was more appropriate there than here.
That totally makes sense. And also in terms for, you know, a cost perspective as well, to be able to get margins in this kind of market.
Yes, so the clients we have and also the companies we invest in, you know, they don't have money. Like, you know, startups don't have money. Like, if they have a lot of money, maybe it's a couple of million, which is laughable for a big corporation. So we need to do everything as affordably as possible and with as much impact as possible. So we needed to place in a part of the world where you can get high quality talent at an affordable price, because that's the realities of the people we work for and with. So it's not because we wanted to make a big margin. That's why we're there. It's like, it's a necessity. Our model does not work if we don't have access
Otherwise,
to...
there's no business.
No.
Yeah.
So we have a pretty bad business model. Like we work with clients that doesn't have money. So like oftentimes like this big credit lines, like, you know, we'll do the work. We know you don't have any money. We'll help you hopefully get it. And then we work for 3 to 4 months without getting paid, and then hopefully we get paid. Yeah. So there's a lot of things about what we do that doesn't make sense really on a financial angle.
Why are you into this?
I think it's the thing I'm good at. Like I'm really good at building things early stage. So I get a lot of satisfaction from that. But why we're doing it this way, I think it's because I don't think we have the authority yet to do the traditional way. Like, so if you want to build like venture studio, like American model venture studio, you need to raise, you know, 100 million capital. Norwegian, and you need to have a very specific industry angle. You need to be like a fund structure with a return on investment proposition, and it's a different game. And we're still young and dumb, so we can't do that.
If you appreciated that, then click here for more content like this. Go on, click it. And don't forget to subscribe. Be well.